エイチェン、どうもこんにちは。今回は世界ランク10位、インビテーショナルでも大活躍した APAC の Fnaticのカフェでの特徴的な防衛方法を見ていきたいと思います。オペレーター編成は今映っている5人が基本的ですが、バルキリーが盾を持ってきている都合で5位に変わったりします。3回防衛でよく見られたのがこの L 字に盾を置いて戦う方法で、初めはショップと新ハッチの柱裏にもそれぞれ人を置いて時間を稼ぎ、少ししたら L 字の人を残して引くというパターンです。L 字はイエーガーが入ることが多いですが、今回はバルキリーが入っています。イエーガーが縦裏に入らないときは1階や2階から赤階への裏取りを積極的に狙うパターンが多かったです。
There is no Mozzie present, so it'll be the mute now for Mentalist that will be used to lock down narrow corridors. And this castle strategy that we've seen a wide number of teams use, where you essentially just cut off.
And then, well, I guess, and then there's Sofa, and then there's Pixel. There's a lot of calls in there. It's confusing for him. Anyway, the clear right now for G2 is going to be going top red. Standard play. Made to the roof quite efficiently. Everything going as you would expect for G2. Fnatic are pretty light presence on piano, but they've got a really heavy one in Cigar. Mental is trying to hold it firm with a shotgun. You can see him up there. Nice and close. He's all got an evil eye in here. Dangerous retreat, but he'll make it all the way back. All right, the call was came out there for Fnatic. I'm not really sure why. There's still almost half the round left.
Yeah.
They haven't wasted a whole lot of time. Bathroom still being held here from Fnatic, so they've only forfeited Cigar Piano. That's not the end of the world. Better, I guess, to get your players back safe. Whoever made that call might actually be the right one, as G2 is pretty slow on the uptake here.
Slow, slow, slow. And instead of deciding to go through Piano, it'll be Cigar to new balcony. A little bit of control assembled. And there go the mute jammers. Any drones that were in that position will now be freed. Evil Eye Cam also taken care of. A single EMP does all this work. And then Kanto Raketti can continue to go from there as there's a contribution. As Pengu's breaching charge blows up the castle barricade. Virtue moved from his spot in Pixel. He might get fragged as there's an EMP. But no. No follow-up. Fabian is nowhere to be found in regards to that frag grenade. It finally comes out. It takes down the shield. Virtue is far enough back. This is what I said, that almost push-pull, where Virtue and the rest of Fnatic will let G2 push them, and then Fnatic will pull them in and pick them off. But G2 will have to go for a fight at some point. 40 seconds, not an abundance of time. Angle held looking over towards heaven. That's Pengu in that position. Still has an EMP. If there happens to be an Evil Eye Cam up, who knows? Fnatic might have that intel. There's also a Valkyrie on the board, so those Black Eye Cams could be very dangerous. Virtue has now completely fallen off of his spot on Pixel. He's going to be standing on Lumber, waiting for somebody to push him on up. Frag Grenade will need to be timed perfectly. Magnet opening pick onto Uno. Fabian not able to get anything. A swing from Virtue, but everybody's trading. Pengu in particular, he's going to get two of his own. Lusty with one. A drop as Pengu is in hot on the heels of the mute, losing the fight to Mentalist. Kanto Raketti above will need to retrieve the diffuser, and it looks like this round should be a good holdout as he gets downed. No time to withstand. Fnatic will push us to a 12th. You start on.
先ほどはサッチャーバンをしなかった影響か L 字が引き気味でしたが、今回はサッチャーバンプラスガジェット配置図のきら星部分に ADS を置いたことによるキャッスルと盾の壊されなさを生かした戦いにご注目ください。
And how their styles really seem to match up with one another. Obviously, Empire and Fnatic are at least somewhat closer in skill than the 2-0 suggested, and I think the real deceptive result is that bank matchup, that second map that we saw between these two teams 2 days ago. It's a good spot to be in for Fnatic, though, as they will now move to a defense and start on Bar Cocktail upstairs. It's a setup that actually looks eerily similar to what we witnessed from Empire. The key difference, obviously, is going to be the inclusion of Castle, an operator who is designed to soak up your utility really, really well, waste time, and burn through your gadgets. Also, if you run out of time, Castle is designed to funnel you through locations where the defenders are able to play off of that and possibly get a pick or two. Think about funneling them in with crossfires established. There's virtually limited ways for you as an attacker to be able to deal with the two people who are waiting for you. Of course, the big exception to that is that if you don't have a numbers advantage, well, then you're in a very rough spot. Somehow already, Fnatic have lost a step. That's Virtue getting dealt about 25 damage as Empire heads up to the top of the roof, and it's Virtue playing inside a piano, likely going for a spawn peek or a cheeky play at the start. Who's going to be a bit worse for wear?
Just a little bit. He's hiding behind a Goyo shield. It's very dangerous. He's got ADSs to protect it, though. 2 ADSs, in fact. That's going to be a clear there of, I think those are stuns, yeah. There goes one of the Ash charges as well. There's actually all 3 ADSs positioned in piano in various locations to assist the hold in Pixel Spot and in Cigar. Mentalist will fall back as he eats a little bit of damage from Joystick. But slow going here on the take for Empire. They're struggling to deal with the setup from Fnatic. The ADSs are the serious hindrance for the attacking team. Ooh, narrow missed on opportunity there for Joystick. He could have secured that kill. You could see Virtue trying to contest, but this is just Virtue scaring off Empire. And Empire now has to rethink how they are going to clear into this room.
Empire's actually taking a lot of time just to drop altogether, but the cross that they have established on the windows might be able to prove some success. It was Dan and Joystick holding alternating angles in piano to see if Virtue's going to be able to get to safety. Mentalist is down below, though, and he could have a C4 in hand for somebody from Empire who bursts on in. There's the Hibana. He's going to flash Virtue for just a second. Virtue holds on and hangs tight. That Evil Eye cam is actually quite successful on the Scyther. Down goes Lusty to Joystick. That happens off-site. So Fnatic lose that opening duel. 45 seconds, though, and still Virtue has not been taken out just yet. Those ADSs are his best friend. There you go. 2 members of Empire get in on the fun there. Magnet refrags onto Scyther, so still an advantage for Empire. They haven't been able to address the Evil Eye cam, which will be watched. Down below, Mentalist C4 misses. 30 seconds to play with. And I would say Empire has a significant advantage.
Oh, Mentalist trying to flank from the red stairs. He might, if he's successful here, he might salvage the round for his team. There's no drone, no nothing to watch this flank, and that's an easy kill for Mentalist. Suddenly a 3-on-3. Dan on low HP needs to retrieve the diffuser, and look at the time. There's no time for him to go to the site and plant. Tech's still in bathroom, he holds on against Shepard. And yeah, there's the refrag, but Dan's not gonna be able to get to the site to plant. And then in this 1-on-2, it looks like Fnatic will take the first round of the second half.
And the very first lead for
Virtue earlier in the round.
続いては2回図書防衛です。オペレーターはこの5人で変わらず、3回防衛と同じで、再びラウンジの L 字にバルキリー盾を置いて戦います。3階イーストにマエストロ、白階にバルキリーがおり、図書と列車をそれぞれミュートとモジーの C4 部隊が担当します。特にモジーは突き上げだけではなく、ショップに入ってきた敵と打ち合うという役割もあるので、非常に大変そうです。
He did so much damage with an Evil Eye. You don't usually see that be the main damage output for an operator, but I think in that last round it was. Now, reading defense here for Fnatic, see how they manage this.
Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb and defuse it.
See, that's what I mean by it's a pretty standard camera. It's either on the building or it's on the car, but it's almost always one over there on the southwest corner.
It's always in that general vicinity.
Yeah, it'll get shot probably from the IQ. Yeah, he didn't even need to use the gadget.
If they've done any of their homework on Cafe, they know to look in that area. Of course, the one that was thrown into the car might be a little bit harder to see, but...
It is, because the car is reflective somewhat, and then the cam is too, so it kind of blends in.
Very true, Michael.
Yeah.
4 rounds in a row for Fnatic as they were able to hold the momentum that they were able to pick up as they gained steam on their 3 final attacks. But you look at that. Obviously, this defense from Fnatic was so well favored and successful that they're going to try to emulate it, except this time it's Virtue defending above the site. Well, not quite above, but pretty close, I suppose. This is, as you pointed out, a reading defense. That's a second floor take that will need to happen from Empire, but Fnatic, like most teams, will defend on that third floor. Curious to know if there's somebody from Fnatic that will be playing on the bottom floor with a C4 in hand. By my mark, there's 3 potential C4s on the board, but no, Lusty's actually brought a deployable shield, which is the one that is going to be used by the Jaeger upstairs before it goes barbed wire and brings a bulletproof camera instead. So if somebody is very well played inside of the site, they can be on cam duties. Speaking of C4s, it might not be on that second floor, but it's Magnet who gets the first kill for Fnatic. It's going to be on the Scyther, the only hard breacher. It is very important that we note that the lack of hard destruction on those hatches will be such a relief to Fnatic for the remainder of this round.
Normally, hard destruction isn't that important through this match, but the way that Fnatic are setting up, it really is. We'll see how they choose to roam upstairs. It looks like Fnatic is setting up to fall back. There's only a minute left in the round. Many teams will fall back off the top floor in this defense at a minute 30. Fnatic are choosing to linger a little bit longer to try and delay further. And it's working all right. Joystick misses an opportunity on Virtue and only gets a leg shot onto Tex. So some damage done. You can see that Fnatic are trying to rotate players downstairs to maybe potentially flank from red or from the pillar staircase later in the round. As we're getting close into the end of this round, there's still full manpower for Fnatic, so they're going to be able to rely a lot on those flanks.
You're going to have to rely a ton on the soft destruction as well to dislodge the members of defense that are sitting within the site. Because as we noted, that lack of Hibana means that the hatches that are there that, you know, make it a little bit easier for you to drop down, well, they're going to stand the test of time. 15 seconds and the push from Empire is going to come in a couple different directions. They'll barge through the door into reading and attempt to plant just by the downturned desk. This is a very common spot. Tex on the retake, he picks up 2. Karzeka grabs Lusty, a C4 connects from Mentalist, and now it's only one member of Empire, who's Karzeka, and he gets shut down as the clock strikes 0 on the round. Didn't matter if he got any or if Fnatic finished it off, but they've now got 5 rounds in a row.
What an absolutely
So basically, if you ran over there a longer period of time ago, you will get fewer pings because the tracks are not as fresh. We can see that Astro just putting in some utility with a lifeline grenade there towards that pixel corner. Deployable shield won't matter as Magnet gets a beautiful vertical kill. Look at that angle, and that is just an absolute perfect demonstration of how knowledgeable these pro players are. They know every single pixel of these maps and they will take advantage of them, and that was an absolute belter of a shot.
Trying again to try and contest him here as well. Really not worth doing when he's the one who can see your head first. I imagine what you want to do here really is send someone down to contest on towards Magnet, force him out of train, because right now he is an absolute headache for you. You cannot properly contest Pixel off towards that southeast side of Piano, as you can see right now, without knowing that he's going to be down there giving you a headache as well. Goes to the fight, and Ion will find Virtue, and Magnet's back in the right spot. Why would you contest him? I'm not entirely sure, but they tried to do so anyway. That means now Ion is down, opening up some more holes here to make life a little bit tougher for them. I really don't want to see him get sprayed out here again as well. That would just be too painful. But Lusty, meanwhile, has gone for a jump out and find Cameraman. Wants to be wary of where he's running back in now. Probably got the heads up that by running back in towards the top of half stairs, he would find himself sorted out. Tex is going to find Yuna, and again, FaZe are just falling apart at the seams on every single attack.
It's going quickly in the favour of Fnatic here on Cafe. 4-3 as it stands, and it looks like we will see 5-3 opening up the floor above Magnet was not enough. It chased him away. It allowed FaZe to pick up that downed operator, but ultimately it just didn't matter.
shore up their flanks.
最後に1回防衛です。フナティックは直近の7試合で一度も掘削防衛をすることがなく、ここがあまり選ばれることがなかったサードピックの防衛場所となります。オペレーターは映っているこの5人が固定で、はじめリージョンが3階に針を巻いて存在感をちらつかせ、時間を稼いで引き、2階で突き上げを狙っているミュートと合流して戦います。そして残りの3人が1階を守り、エラが VIP を、ドクが現地を担当し、バルキリーは手荷物からバーカウンターあたりを柔軟に動きます。
How far in the future Fnatic are thinking too, because we actually saw Tex go down into the basement to flank from the staircase. 30 20 seconds before the execute came from Empire, and he knew exactly where it would be coming too. And it's not because, oh, they've read Empire. No, it's because it's predictable. And most teams attack like that when they're trying to go for a plant on reading. They go for that default plant. That's why it's called default plant. Next to the little turned over clock or shelf thing area.
It's also that Hibana did not allow them to drop. Right? They can't drop into they can't drop into train or mining, if you want to call it that. They can't push into dining. A lot of teams are not going to plant in that dining area. So where are they going to go? You're absolutely correct. How is there a drone up there? That must be on the sign.
Yeah, I think you can get it. Well, let's see.
What on?
Probably the railing. Yeah, you can get it on the railing, then the little green sign.
He spotted it.
Yeah, so you...
Beautiful.
It's the railing to the little green sign, probably to that sign, maybe?
I have never seen a drone up there.
Never seen a drone.
I don't believe we've ever casted a drone in that position. So
yeah,
these C4s from Empire, though, Michael, were limp-wristed. But from Fnatic, they have been nice, strong, Popeye spinach arms. As down goes Dan.
He's not eaten enough spinach, so he's dead.
Obviously, Fnatic, they ate their spinach this morning.
That's the initial kill for Fnatic, and that's them looking strong. They're also going to deter an entry from the garage. Joystick will get Virtue, though, so even man count is established once more.
There's a goo mine that will possibly stop and slow down Joystick just a touch, as the soft destruction from Empire will be inside of Train and surrounding area that will go into the ceiling of the kitchen and bakery area. Empire have taken a little bit of damage in the two altercations, and Virtue falling, the opening pick, of course, for Empire coming onto Virtue.
There's still plenty of time for Empire to use this advantage of soft destruction, but Fnatic in the past has proven themselves adept at dodging that vertical play. In fact, they did it the last round. And I expect Fnatic to play just slightly off-site and to be able to hold this out. The real question is, what is Empire going to do when it comes to the actual execution? Because they're not likely to get much from this soft destruction. They need to actually, you know, attack something. And Fnatic are not giving away any picks, so where's the execution coming? It looks like it's going to be Freezer, but that's very dangerous.
Mentalist gets spotted. He doesn't know that there's a cam on him. If the drop comes out, Empire are more than proficient gunners to be able to play off of this and take the head off the dock. No stim pistol is going to stop you from that, even though it is a pixel angle that is being held by the dock. Juggling that diffuser around as Empire now know that if they're going to pull off an execute, there's a certain way to do that. A Mark comes in onto the dock, but he's out of there, and he manages to win the fight. Lusty gets taken down by Scyther, as Empire will have to pick up the pace. 10 seconds for them to be able to get into the site, and they're still a little bit farther off. Their numbers will begin to fall as Scyther gets dropped. The Buck walks in, not aware that Mentalist is in that rack corner, and it's match point for Fnatic. They are bringing the heat.
Trains that will need clearing out if they want any sort of vertical presence here. It looks like Ion is looking to take that reinforcement off. So if you've not seen a Maverick do this before, you can cut across the top and across the bottom of a reinforce. And once you go past the side, you can see that reinforce has just collapsed there. And then the Zephyr is able to use that soft destruction and open the wall up. So it takes a little bit of skill. It's not as easy as these guys make it look, but it is another option for hard breaching, just to reduce the amount of the Maverick canisters that you need to use.
It's not even drawing the line in the side of the wall that actually is the hard part. It's not getting shot from the other side whilst you're doing, because it's very obvious to the defenders on the other side exactly what you're trying to do. So one kill initially comes across here for the side of FaZe before Magnet trades things back out on towards Yuna. So that stim from the Finker will not be in play anymore, nor will the frag grenades. So relying on the ones from Mav here if they want to try and make this work. But FaZe have made pretty good progress here and got themselves in towards site where they could potentially try and look for a plant. But Magnet is yet again a thorn in the side of their plans, and they shan't be able to get away with it. Astro's going to go for a plant here right now as Iron finds a kill to take this to 3-3. They're trading kills back and forth, left, right, and center. The plant will go down. Astro is killed off, but it's all down to Map here. Looks like he might die, but no, now into a 1 versus 1. I wonder if there are enough cameras lying around here. Out comes the C4. It's a Kobe. RIP. Tex gets that final one to Map. We're going to 6-3, and one more round is all it could take to force us through to map number 3.
Absolute beauty of a Nitro there from Tex. That takes